It is so beautiful to see at the DMV. You see a line of immigrants there trying to get their driver's licenses with all their fake passports. No, I'm kidding. Every single nationality and ethnicity under the sun here to pursue their American dream. Yes, absolutely. You're applauding. Yes, absolutely. It's incredible to see that line of people. And I was there as well trying to get my driver's license. And the line was a little bit long for my liking. So I called ICE.
Laughing at my jokes is inappropriate, but you should do anyway.
Please give a warm round of applause for Lady Bushra.
When I self-deported here you have to use that type of terminology as per the terms of my temporary visa. I came here, and I do love America. America, can we make some noise for America? I love America. It is a phenomenal country. I absolutely love America. But you know, it's been very difficult for me as an immigrant. It has been incredibly difficult because everything has changed for me here now that I live in America. You know, everyday things have changed. Supermarket is now grocery store. Essentials used to be egg, milk, sugar. Now it's egg, milk, sugar, gun. You know what I mean? It's just, everything has changed so much. In fact, the other day I was watching your president on the TV. Yeah, I watch all those channels. And I was watching him making some sort of statement, and he was saying something that happened in the Middle East. And he said, what has happened in the Middle East is like 1,000 9/11s. And I thought to myself, oh my God, 1,000 9/11s. Americans will do anything but use the metric system. Thoughts and prayers. But you see, when I initially came to America, I landed in New York City. Yes, New York City, the greatest city in New York City. I do like it. It's gorgeous, it's got culture, it's got diversity, it's got rats, it's incredible. And the rats are hustlers. They will submit their application to the rent-stabilized department before you do. Very sneaky. And I liked it when I lived in New York. You know, I did all the local things with my husband. We would wake up every morning and have a bagel. We would go to Times Square. Some random guy would give us a free bar of candy. I'd spend half an hour like this afterwards. A little Fenty bee, if you will. And then we'd ride the subway. I'd take a giant dump on the floor. It was gorgeous, really nice local culture, really, really lovely, incredible times that I had in New York. But it's crazy. In fact, I have to say, New York was great, but the might of America is not in New York. It is not in LA. It is not in your incredible democracy. The might of America can truly be seen at the DMV. It is so beautiful to see at the DMV. You see a line of immigrants there trying to get their driver's licenses with all their fake passports. No, I'm kidding. Every single nationality and ethnicity under the sun here to pursue their American dream. Yes, absolutely. You're applauding. Yes, absolutely. It's incredible to see that line of people. And I was there as well trying to get my driver's license. And the line was a little bit long for my liking. So I called ICE. Every cloud. But I did decide to self-deport from New York and move on to Los Angeles. Yes, I live in Los Angeles now. Los Angeles. What's one more aging, deluded starlet, right? Where are my out-of-work actors at? No, I'm kidding. I live in LA now. I love LA, guys. I love LA. But I have to say, I don't think LA loves me. No, it doesn't. I don't understand your people, your places, your customs. It's very difficult. My husband and I, we have a very different life. We live a very different life in LA. You know, he'll come home skipping and jumping, and he's like, everybody smiled at me. Somebody paid for my bus fare. I got adopted. Whatever. I have a completely different experience. People walk and look the other way and turn the other way. Because out of drag, I look like I'm on the no-fly list. Do you know what I mean? So I have resorted to try to master your customs, particularly what I call the LA nod. You know that nod? And then it goes the other way as well. But I'm from Bradford, and we're a friendly yet violent bunch, and we love to smile. I'm always like, you know, how are you doing, love? You all right? Do you know what I mean? That's me. That's how I talk. But in LA, you can't do that. So then I'm always smiling and nodding like a freak. I'm like, so uncomfortable. And so then I decided to try and strike up a conversation with somebody at MacArthur Park. You know where everybody goes camping? Yeah, America's a mess right now, isn't it? So, but you know, I do think to myself, America is a mess. It absolutely is, and it is tough to see. It is tough to see, and I think to myself, what could have I done at that moment in order to make it better? Do you know what I mean? I think about that, and I think to myself, would I have voted for Kamala, or would I have voted for Donald Trump? And honestly, I've been thinking about it a lot. I wouldn't have voted for either. I would have voted for Melania Trump. She's a gay icon on the wrong side. She's a gay icon on the wrong side. Absolutely. I love her so much. She's a model immigrant. Team not involved, not bothered, doesn't pay taxes. Allegedly. I love it so much. And she's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. Eyes pulled so far back she can see the past. So beautiful. So stunning. Oh my goodness me. It's like a cat and a fox had a baby. She's constantly like, her parents were like, listen, Melania, nobody knows that you're not a human. So she's constantly trying to prove that she's a human. Do you know what I mean? I love it so much. She's so beautiful. She is the first lady, guys. Have some respect. She is the first lady. She's incredible. She's the better half of the President of the United States of America. She's from a former communist nation. She's so unassuming, almost like a spy. Wait. And just like that, my temporary visa starts to disintegrate. But you know what, though, guys? She is interesting, though, because she is quite a unique type of woman to have manifested that type of person in her life. Do you know what I mean? I think to myself, what would she have said to God? Or what do you guys in LA call it? The universe. What did she say during her morning meditations in order to attract that type of person? I could just imagine her every morning with God. And God's like, Melania. Yes? Melania, what would you like in a man? Well, he would have to be white, walk with confidence, but also be orange. I want him to look like a mood board for Pinterest Autumn. Do you know what I mean? It's like, all right, okay, that's a very unique requirement, Melania. I think we have a few in the clearance section. Okay, tell us more. What else would you want? Well, he would have to be tall, strong-looking, but walk with a slight 45-degree angle. All right, okay, what about the neck? I want to look like lady parts. Fresh Brazilian. I love it so much. It's a very interesting state of affairs.